One of my favorite small things to do is jewelry boxes. Anytime I can pick them up, I do because they can be anything. They can be any color, any style. They can be funky, they can be plain, and I get to have a lot of fun with them that I don't get to have on bigger pieces of furniture. I get them all taken apart. That way it makes it nice and clean and easy to finish all of those surfaces, including taking off the glass and deciding what I'm going to do with that. Once I get it all taken apart, I give it a cleaning, take off any stickers, and then I am ready to paint. I usually take the glass out and try to get off these glass etchings, but on this particular one, I'm just going to paint over them and let that raised area show inside the jewelry box. So I'm grabbing bonding gloss, which is an adhesion, primer, and stain blocker, because this piece is shiny, plus it's got that deep red finish. I don't want any of that coming through to my paint, so I'm going to give it 2 coats of primer really quickly before I even start painting this box. After I give it 2 coats on every surface I'm going to paint, I let it sit for 24 hours. This is including those little handles that I couldn't get off. Now I'm taking 2 colors called Buttercream and also Kernel Mustard. And I'm going to kind of feather them together for a light ombre look because I'm going to be putting a transfer on this piece that ties all of these colors, including that pink rose-colored interior, together. So I will blend this twice, sanding in between coats to make it nice and smooth, pulling those drawers out, finishing those sides and the piece behind, but I wanted to make sure that the drawers were in so I can get a nice smooth finish and blend. After I have it blended, I'm taking a 3rd color called Sandbar and just adding some distressing because I want this to look kind of worn, and it's going to go with the transfer that I'm going to be putting on this piece. So I'm just grabbing it and swiping over any edges just to give me a little bit of depth and dimension. The transfer I'm going to be putting on here is called Desert Moon, and it's a brand new release by Dixie Belle Paint Company. It's got all these beautiful images, and it's a small transfer consisting of 4 small pages and many images to use. I want to be using this moon image in the middle, but it's not quite long enough to cover my entire box, so I'm going to cut it apart and add to it. The first part that I did is the moon in the middle, and I'm going to get that down, and I'm going to add some flowers until I can cover over where the harbor is all the way to those windows that I painted over. So I'm going to add some flowers, a yellow one on this side and then a pink one on the other, so it makes it look like it's one continuous piece when I get them all put together. This is why transfers are great for layering, because you can cut them apart and kind of put them back together. I cut between those drawers and then made sure everything was down smoothly before I moved on to getting those side moon pieces onto the doors. I love this look of those moons, the full moon and the crescent moon, but then I grabbed some of the foliage that comes in this transfer and just added them too, as well as some feathers to complete the look. Now you can begin to see how all the different colors go with this transfer, including that pink interior, the mustard, and that off-white color. Everything blends so well. I absolutely love how this box came out. It's one of my new favorites, but then again, every time I do one, I think it's my favorite until I move on to the next one. I hope you find yourself inspired by my vintage jewelry box makeovers and you do one for yourself. Thanks so much for watching.